We are back in the laundry lab, and in this video I'm going to show you how to hang clothes on a clothesline, and it's coming up. If we're just meeting, I'm Denise Jordan, and I teach traditional homemaking for today's homemaker. So if you want to learn more about making and keeping a home, hit that subscribe button and double tap that little bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Okay, let's talk about putting clothes out on the line. October brings beautiful fall days, many that are still warm enough to hang clothes on a line. And one of my subscribers asked, how do you hang clothes on a line? So I thought this would be the perfect time to show her how to do that. And when I'm hanging clothes on the line, there's just a couple things I might do differently. The first thing is that I will use fabric softener in the washer. And right now I'm using this liquid fabric softener. It is Suavitel, and I'm trialing it because one of my viewers asked, why don't you try Suavitel? Give it a try and let us know how you like it. So right now I'm trying it out. There are two different ways you can hang clothes on the line. One of them is that you can use individual clothespins or clothes pegs, as they're also called, for each individual item. So one here and one here to hang the item on the line. The other way that you can hang clothes on a line is to attach the clothes together. So you would start one shirt here or one item here, and then when you brought the other end of that item up, you would put the second garment right there on top of that garment, and then put the clothes peg or clothespin over both of those. Now, what is the advantage of that? Well, you use less clothespins, but one of the disadvantages is that you have to make sure that where they overlap and the clothespin has the two pieces of fabric together, that is completely dry when you take it down off the line. Now let's take a look at the advantages of hanging clothes on a clothesline. First of all, they smell so nice when you bring them in. I mean, there is nothing like the scent of fresh air. The other advantage is that you can save on your electric bill. And then one of the things that I really enjoy when I'm hanging clothes out is I get to commune with nature, so to speak. I can hear the birds chirping, or see the squirrels running around, or whatever's going on outside. I can see it and I can hear it. And so I enjoy that opportunity to stop and smell the roses. Now there are a few disadvantages to hanging clothes on the line, and one of them is that little tiny insects might like to light upon your clothing. So when you take the clothes off the line, you want to make sure you give them a nice smart snap like that. Just give it a good shake like that, and then go ahead and fold it in half and then put it in your clothes basket. Another thing to be concerned about is the pollen count. If the pollen count is high in your area, don't hang your clothes outside, because the pollen will settle on your clothing. When you bring the clothes in and you put those clothes on, you inhale that and it can aggravate your allergies. So if the pollen count's up, don't hang the clothes outside. Hang them on a drying rack in your home. And if you don't have a clothesline, again, a drying rack is the perfect alternative. I've got a couple that I use year round. So if the weather is inclement, you can hang those clothing on your drying rack somewhere in your home, and they can dry nicely that way. I will put a link in the description box so you can check out a couple. They're really pretty inexpensive. So if you live in an apartment or somewhere like that, you don't have your own clothes dryer, and you don't want to spend the extra money to dry some things in the dryer at the laundromat, buy a drying mat, buy a drying rack, and you can hang a few things at home, and you can save money that way. Now let me just share with you a story that I thought was just so interesting. I follow Jennifer Scott, the Daily Connoisseur, and on one of her videos, she shared an excerpt from one of the books from the Little House series written by Laura Ingalls Wilder. And in this particular one, Laura's mother, Ma, had hung clothes on the line, and the illustration showed these clothing board stiff. Well, Ma had hung the clothes on the line in the winter, and so the clothes were freeze dried, because of course in Little House on the Prairie days they did not have electric clothes dryers. So it was so interesting to see her like handling these clothes that were like stiff as a board. I can't imagine having to dry clothing like that. I do recall from some of the historical novels, they would talk about hanging the clothes up close to the fireplace so they could dry by the heat of the fire. But I'm starting to ramble. My question for you is, what are your laundry challenges? Tell me in the comment section below, and who knows, maybe next time I'll be answering one of your questions in the laundry lab. Oh, and before I go, let me tell you that October brings Vlogtober and Croctober. What is Vlogtober? Well, it's videotaping or video logging or vlogging every day in October. Well, I can't do every day, but I'm going to try to do every other day or every 3 or 4 days. So I'll just give you a little peek into my life, and hopefully you will find it somewhat interesting. And then it's also Croctober, and Croctober is a crockpot collaboration hosted by Lisa Sutton at Sutton's Days and some of her friends. And they're going to be bringing a different video each day showing a crockpot recipe. And I thought my viewers would love some of that too. So I'm going to jump on the bandwagon, and I'll be bringing you some crockpot recipes, because after all, it's October and it's starting to get a little bit cooler, and it's the perfect snuggle up time for crockpot cooking. And if you like this video, you may also want to check out some of my other videos from In the Laundry Lab. Particularly if you are struggling with men's white shirts, ring around the collar, that kind of thing. I've got a video that addresses that. I will link it above with an iCard and in the description box below. And then also, if you're struggling with men's dirty work clothes, I've got a couple of videos on that. So I will link how to wash men's work shirts and link it with an iCard above and in the description box below as well. And you can always check out the Laundry Lab playlist. So please come back and check out all of that. And just so you know, I've raised 3 children, and I have managed a home for more than 45 years. So if you want to learn more about making and keeping a home, subscribe. I can teach you to be a traditional homemaker in an untraditional world. In the meantime, this is Denise Jordan saying you are not done yet. Click on the link in the description box below and check out my video on how to keep white shirts white or how to wash men's dirty work clothes. And I will see you next time. My hubby is making his daily appearance when I'm doing video.
Daily appearance, I got to come home.
He's like, hi, honey, I'm home. Come say hello to the people, dear.
Hello, people.
This is why I have so much laundry to do. He's just coming back from fishing. You know he's bound to make a cameo appearance.